Well, one of our first stops was Sidney, Nebraska. A very interesting town and kind of thriving out in western Nebraska. And they had a few attractions. Back in the 1800s, the town became the supply point for the gold rush in the Black Hills, thanks to the Union Pacific Railroad. In fact, the Union Pacific and the Burlington Northern Santa Fe cross in this town. Then we stopped by Longmont, Colorado, to see Judy and her husband Bill. She was a classmate of ours. Went into this antique store and I asked the guy to turn the radio down so we could hear the creaky floors.
He's even posing here today.
Some street entertainment in Manitou Springs.
Vicariously through you.
Well, here it was time for an elk burger. Wow, looks like Rosie's getting ready to pay for lunch. Gotta be an antique lamp around here somewhere. Some more antique hunting.
So like tokens more than they are for the copper. So they sell for more.
Rosie was just plumb pig-headed about trying to find an antique lamp. We finally made it to Creede. It's on the right-hand side of that mountain. Creede, Colorado. Here is a little settlement above the town, which is seen here. Up behind the church, a lot of wildlife and some beautiful scenery. Here's some scenes in the town of Creede. A small steam engine used to pull ore out of the mines. Here we'll stop and see Ken Wiley. He's got a lot of old mining stories. Well, a lot of these minerals that you see here were mined by this gentleman in Creede, Colorado, Ken
Wiley. All right, well, the amethyst vein runs from here 10 miles to the divide. All the lead, the zinc, and the silver ran with it. This is a picture of quartz, which amethyst is quartz. The geologists have taught me that radiation turns quartz into citrine, and that's this mineral right here. And then a little bit more radiation turns quartz into amethyst, and that's this one right on this edge. This is a slab that I slabbed sometime in the past years that actually shows it to you in a 3-stage so you can comprehend.
That's neat. Thank you.
This is a specimen of lead and zinc crystals. The miners used to high-grade the crystals and take them to the bars in the 1800s and trade them to the ladies for favors. I'm sure that was dances only. But at any rate, crystal structures are the pretty part of a mineral. This is lead and zinc, came out of the Commodore mines up the canyon. And it's a clean, beautiful specimen of lead and zinc crystals. Of course, zinc is used in agriculture, it's used in the shipping industry. We take zinc. Lead was used for everything until they figured out it was harmful. Now we use it for tire weights and fishing weights, and that's a good thing. I got this one out 20 years ago when I mined.
Ken had put a $28,000 price tag on this.
Wow.
Here, Ken explains about a couple came in looking at this
And,
specimen.
They're geology types, and they're pretty smart when it comes to geology. And she looks at this pretty serious for a few minutes, and she says, 28,000, huh? You know there's a point in a woman's voice when you know there's no bullshit behind it. You better shut up or put up. I had that point. Her husband said, if she writes you a check, I'll guarantee you it won't bounce. She had just come from a corporation in Reno, Nevada that had sold to a big conglomerate. And she just bought a collection out there for $9,000 from some old prospector. Then I had to make a decision. Was my wife going to get a brand new Grand Cherokee, or was I going to keep my rock? Well, as you can see, I kept my rock, but I've got her address in the phone book. Mines, and they'd been the superintendents for 20 years, and they said, well, we had single boulders that had come out on the surface that weighed a ton. They were assaying 2,000 ounces of silver per ton. Now that old ore car I got out there on the front, it's a 1-ton ore car. So if that had 2,000 ounces of silver in it, right now today, silver's at $42 an ounce. Wouldn't take many of those to let you go off to retirement. We had lots of silver here.
If you want to learn more and see more of Ken, go to the credits at the opening of the video. Here is Upper Clear Creek Falls, some of the headwaters of the Rio Grande. Looked like a storm was moving in off to the left. Well, Rosie was liking it. Here I flew the drone down to the bottom of the canyon. Well, every time I've been here, there's very few people around. But leave it to Rosie, she found a lady from Waukegan. Looks like the storm's moving in. This mountain was absolutely massive. Well, we're going to leave this place now and then stop for a hamburger at Freeman's. Well, we're back in Creede. Now for a ride up through the canyon. See some of the great mining works. Doggone it, I just blew a stop sign. Creede was the last major silver boom of the American West. Nicholas Creede discovered the rich silver veins in 1890. And by 1891, the population was up to 10,000. The panic of 1893 caused the prices of silver to plummet, and the mine just operated sporadically until about 1985. Well, you see this structure up high on that mountain. These mines produced about 85.7 million ounces of silver, along with a lot of other minerals, zinc and lead. In today's dollars, that'd be about $3,675,000,000. That large mountain and cliff held a great surprise for us. Going down this cliff face will come to a surprise. Some bighorn sheep on the cliff face, just grazing on what little plant life there is. Looking back towards Creede. I think I'll get the drone out here and show you the other side of this valley. Doggone it, it's in here somewhere. It's just amazing to think of the men toiling with those huge timbers, building this track all along that mountain by hand. Well, I'll turn around and go back. Before the railroads came in, and they only came to within about 2 miles of Creede, they had to travel by horse-drawn wagons all the way to Del Norte, about 37 miles over mountainous terrain, to get their supplies. You can see the railroad tracks leading from the mines to this structure. This large building was used to extract silver from the ore. Let me take you further back up that road. Here's a nice old miner's cabin. He had a great view out the front door. Back in the flatlands, Pueblo West, and some pronghorn antelope. The pronghorn is the fastest animal in North America. It has tremendous stamina. It can run for miles at up to 40 miles an hour. Then we attended the annual Chili Festival in downtown Pueblo. Well, by golly, they were honest. It was about 8 blocks of one booth after another.
It's Chili Festival time.
Rosie and daughter Dawn. I don't mind if I do. Well, I guess all good travel must end. So with a storm approaching over the Rockies, I'll say goodbye until next year.